From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
As the saying goes, it's not how you start, but how you finish. Never was that more true than this past weekend in Kenan Stadium. Good morning and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Hunter Caparelli.
And I'm Caroline Routh. Thanks for joining us. UNC football kicked off Saturday against in-state foe NC Central, looking to improve to a 3-0 start on the year. The Eagles got down to business early, taking their opening drive the distance for an early lead. The Carolina offense was stagnant early, with Jacoby Criswell taking over on the third series. The Tar Heels turned it around with a pair of Amarian Hampton touchdowns and a field goal, putting the Heels up 10 in the second quarter. With 2 minutes left in the half, the Eagles knocking on the door, an emphatic goal line stand, including this sack on third down from Desmond Evans, kept NC Central to a field goal, with Carolina leading 17-10 at the half. It was a party in the end zone in the second half, with John Copenhaver taking this check down to the house to extend the lead. The Heels made a play on the defensive end with this interception from Caleb Cost, leading to Hampton's third score of the game. Davian Gauze wanted in on the fun, getting into the end zone himself, hitting a little dance as the Tar Heel offense kept roaring. Charleston French put the icing on the cake with this 45-yard touchdown run, sealing a 45-10 victory for UNC, who stays unbeaten.
Proud of the guys, proud of the way they fought, and happy to be 3-0.
Yeah, it felt good just being there for my team, and then my O-line, especially, they did good tonight, just them having my back, and then just practicing all week, getting ready, prepared for this game.
Hampton's practice throughout the week certainly paid off as he ran for more than 200 yards and got into the end zone for 3 touchdowns. Although they were shaky early, the Tar Heel defense locked up with a goal line stand in the second quarter, which sparked a defensive masterclass the rest of the game, holding the Eagles to 167 total yards and 10 points on the day. 2 quarterbacks played this weekend for Carolina. Let's go to passes with Pryor with Bethany Pryor to learn why. Bethany?
Caroline, UNC football is about to reach ACC play. In order to compete with these teams, the Heels have to balance out their offense. Connor Harrell is great at running the ball, but Mack Brown indicated in the press conference on Saturday that his passes are sometimes weak. Mack Brown decided to give Jacoby Criswell a chance at quarterback on Saturday against NC Central. Jacoby isn't as strong as Harrell when it comes to running the ball, but his passes do show potential. Toward the end of the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth, Jacoby finds receivers downfield. Let's look at some of these plays. In this play right here, Jacoby Criswell is going to be at quarterback, and we're going to find Carolina offensive linemen creating a wall around the defenders from NC Central. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Carolina offensive linemen and 1, 2, 3, 4 NC Central defenders creating a wide open pocket right here. But Jacoby Criswell doesn't take advantage of that. He's going to go around the outside, forcing 3 NC Central defenders to put pressure on him, forcing an inaccurate pass, and luckily Christian Hamilton's able to make a great play. So this play is going to be repeated in the next run. Okay, so right here, Jacoby Criswell is going to find the pocket, allowing him time to make a wide open pass down the line. That makes a great play for the Heels. It's a lot more accurate. He has a lot more time, and it sets up this next play. The Heels are going to set up for that deep ball again. We're going to have J.J. Jones run down the line, pulling the cornerback back. The defense is going to set up into pass defense, and we're going to keep an eye on John Copenhaver right here. John Copenhaver is going to act like he's going in for that pass block, but he's going to be wide open right here for the catch. Then he uses his athleticism, his football skills to get into the end zone with a wall of UNC offensive linemen escorting him. Now, despite a rough start on Saturday, Mack Brown said this game can be used as a teaching moment, focusing on the forced and unforced errors.
Last year, Drake May was our guy, and this year we've had 3 quarterbacks play in our first 3 games. Bethany, who do you think will lead this team going forward?
Connor Harrell will definitely be a leader for the Heels this season. Mack Brown is pleased with his running game and thinks he can be a great quarterback for the Heels with more experience and confidence. Jacoby Criswell had a decent game on Saturday, but with Max Johnson out, Jacoby is now second string, and you never know when game experience will be necessary.
This season is not like last season, that's for sure, but I'm confident that Connor Harrell has what it takes. Thanks, Bethany. More than 6,000 Tar Heels take part in either intramural or club sports, but some students take a more hands-on approach. Charlie Costal takes us behind the scenes with a UNC football student coach to find out more about the people behind the play calls.
Tar Heel football is a huge part of Carolina's identity and social life, but there's much more to the program than just what goes on under the Saturday night lights.
I'm Nathan Keim. I'm a freshman at Chapel Hill, and I'm a student defensive coach for the football team.
Though Keim became a coach only 2 months ago, he's already well acclimated.
We have a bunch of traditions here. If you get a turnover in a game, Coach Collins will buy you your very own insomnia cookie cake. I think it would surprise a lot of people the amount of dissection of the film we do. They move their hand, we're noting it. If they look to the right, we're noting it. They put their hand on their hip, we're noting it.
Keim has high hopes that all of his hard work will pay off this season.
Our main goal right now is just to be the best team on Saturday, and we take it 1 week at a time. By the end of the year, we will be the best defense in college football.
Off the field, Keim is an advertising and PR major and a committed member of the Summit Family Group.
You know, it takes discipline. I played football in high school, and you're going to have some late nights, and you're going to get home, you're not going to want to do homework. But that's what football is all about. It's all about discipline and doing things you don't want to do.
Though it may be tough, Keim sees coaching as much more than just a hobby.
So we have a saying at UNC, it's not a 4-year decision, it's a 40-year decision. In the future, I hope to get into coaching, hopefully at UNC. But the great thing about UNC is that all the connections you build here, if you don't get a job here, they'll find you a job somewhere. It's very connected, it's all family-based.
No matter the outcome of the season, for Keim, it's only up from here. I'm Charlie Costal, reporting.
After such a dominant win this weekend, it's hard not to have faith. Even though the first 3 quarters almost gave me a heart attack, fans hope the coaching staff can keep working their magic against JMU.
The UNC men's soccer team faced off against the Duke Blue Devils down the road in Durham on Friday the 13th for an eerie conference matchup. Scrappy and aggressive play would result in more than 25 fouls between the teams. The Blue Devils utilized their strong offensive strategy to get the first goal of the game, but Carolina adjusted to Duke's playing style and leveled the score with a powerful cross from junior forward Lucas Ross. UNC was able to clinch the victory with just 13 minutes remaining after a misplayed Duke throw-in. The ball ricochets off senior forward Luke Hilly's hand and lands perfectly for graduate forward Martin Vichian, who sprints past the Duke defense to score the game-winning goal. Heels prevail 2-1. Now for more about Friday's rivalry win, let's go to our men's soccer analyst Spencer Haskell. Spencer?
Hunter, after last week's slip-up against St. John's, the Heels opened up ACC play in Durham on Friday night in a big way. Now, it wasn't pretty. They struggled to get a lot going on offense. It took them 25 minutes to even get their first shot off. But opposite from last week, it was the Heels who were able to take advantage from 2 bad miscues by the Blue Devil defense. Let's jump in and look at how. Carolina's first goal we're going to see here is going to come off of a set piece. We're going to watch Sam Williams deliver a ball into the box. Now, this isn't necessarily a defensive breakdown by the Blue Devils. You can see here they're matched up pretty well, body on a body, man on man. Where they go wrong, though, is this ball falls on the ground and Duke can't clear it out, and that's the most important thing that they need to do here. Fortunately for the Heels, Duke can't clear it, and the ball is left on a silver platter for Lucas Ross on the edge of the 6. The goalie's got no chance of stopping that one, and Lucas Ross has his second goal in as many games. Now, the second goal Carolina scores is going to come off of a counterattack on a bad Duke turnover. Let's take a look. We'll see here a bad turnover by Duke in their own end, and, well, fortunately, I'm not here to comment on the officiating, only the game. The ref called no handball on the field, so that's what we're going to go with. Jamison Charles is left with the ball on the counterattack. He's able to play it forward to the goal-scoring machine that is Martin Vichian. He makes one move, beats his defender, gets in behind the defense, one-on-one with the goalie, and he's able to tuck it down far side past the goalie to put the Heels on top for good. I think we learned a lot about this year's Tar Heel team on Friday night. They were able to go on the road in front of a sold-out Duke crowd, and they battled back after going down a goal early. Now, they could have rolled over, but they battled back and played the full 90 minutes, and they took advantage of the chances that they were given. It wasn't the prettiest game from Carolina, but beating Duke is beating Duke, and there is nothing sweeter than that. Caroline?
Spencer, the Heels return home to face NC State on Friday. What can we expect in that one?
Yeah, similar to what I just mentioned about Duke on Friday night. I'm expecting a really good crowd and a really good atmosphere on Friday night in Chapel Hill that'll be tough for State to play in. This will only be State's second road game of the season, and it's definitely worth mentioning that they're winless so far on the road. So hopefully that should serve as an advantage for the Heels.
We'll be looking forward to it. Thanks, Spencer. UNC women's volleyball took on Lipscomb on Saturday, trying to improve on a one-loss record. UNC won in straight sets. Mabry Schaffmaster led the Heels with 14 kills, and Sophie Hampton recorded her third match of the season with 10 or more kills. Taylor Iser allowed for dominant swings with 17 assists. The Tar Heels improved their record to 5-1. On Sunday, UNC women's volleyball hit the court again, and this time the opponent was Kansas State. Both teams came out with intensity in a close first set, but the Wildcats got the slight edge. After shaking off the first set, the Heels kept their unforced errors to a minimum and were able to take back control of the match. Senior outside hitter Mabry Schaffmaster did what she does best and led the offensive front for the Heels, racking up 20 kills like that cross-court dagger. Sophomore outside hitter Sophie Hampton showcased her versatility in the front and backcourt, tallying 14 kills and 16 digs. The Tar Heels clinched another victory, beating Kansas State 3-1.
On Friday, the women's tennis team took on the Charlotte 49ers in the Kitty Harrison Invitational. The poor weather forced the Tar Heels indoors, but it didn't stop them from performing at the highest level. Senior Carson Tangelig stepped up in the #1 single spot and showed her experience on the court, winning back-to-back games 6-2. In doubles, Carson and Tatum Evans won 6-1, and Susanna Maltby and Lindsay Zink won 6-2. Reese Brantmeyer didn't play, but was there to support her teammates. Her return from a meniscus injury is highly anticipated. And Saturday's match against Purdue was riddled with errors from the UNC women. The buildup of minor mistakes cost the Tar Heels 2 of 3 doubles courts. With better weather, the Tar Heels were able to move to the outside courts for singles. Freshman Alana Boyce won a close first set 7-6 before switching gears and winning the second 6-0. Carson Tangelig, Thea Radman, and Susanna Maltby also won in straight sets. And on Sunday, the Tar Heels played the Florida Gators. A change to the lineup allowed fans to see new doubles teams. Tangelig and Maltby played together, and Maltby's quick hands at the net provided several reflex and put-away volleys. The Gators played only 2 singles matches. Tangelig won in straight sets, while Boyce suffered a third set loss. And although the Kitty Harrison Invitational doesn't count towards standings, it is a good look into the upcoming season. Let's now go to our tennis analyst, Sofia Pedrosa, for Sofia's sideline to break it down. Sofia?
Hunter, the Heels had a big weekend at the Invitational. Winning all 3 of her singles matches, Tangelig was a demonstration of what the Heels can do to start their season strong, starting with her crucial ball toss. Tangelig is going to toss that ball right into the perfect spot in order to get that ideal top right spin serve. That top spin is what's crucial for Tangelig to hit such a powerful ball, while keeping it within the bounds of the service box. And let's not forget that Tangelig is able to land that ball straight down the middle. Combined with the speed, that makes a serve her opponent just can't make. And it's not just her serve that makes Tangelig a powerful player. On the return, she utilizes placement to break her opponent and stay dominant. Tangelig returns the serve with a backhand down the line and uses a variety of shots to keep her opponent moving, closing the point with a backhand slice, followed by a forehand straight down the line that her opponent just can't make. The weekend proved that Tangelig can be a leader this upcoming season and will help provide the power the Heels need to dominate in the fall. Caroline?
Sophia, how did the new members of this roster perform during the weekend?
Freshman Susanna Maltby stood out to me. Ranked #1 in Illinois coming out of high school, she showed her skill, winning all 3 of her singles matches this weekend, and she paired extremely well alongside Tangelig in doubles.
I can't wait to see her and the others as the season moves forward. On Friday, the men's team traveled down I-40 to compete in the Wolfpack Fall Open. Senior transfer Diego Jerry took on Duke senior Connor Krug in his first match as a Tar Heel. Jerry started off the first set strong with this powerful smash, and he kept it going with this beautiful backhand, but it wasn't enough as he would lose his first match as a Tar Heel. Another new Tar Heel, Vladislav Melnik, used his strength and delivered hard returns that helped to give him the win and advance to the final 16. On day 2, 3 Tar Heels competed in the final 16 at the Wolfpack Open. Logan Zapp fell to his opponent from Duke, but Vladislav Melnik used his strong serve and skillful returns to take a win and advance to the semifinals. In the quarterfinals, UNC junior Denis Peruvmov held out for the long rally, finishing with this strong backhand and using shots like this slice to hold off his opponent. Although they delivered a strong performance, Melnik and Peruvmov lost their next matches, ending the tournament for the Heels.
I've played 2 matches so far, and I've already felt a small improvement. Kind of things I've noticed that I could have done better, and it's kind of nice just way to practice those things.
This weekend allowed the Tar Heels to practice against tough competition, helping the players evaluate where they can grow before the start of the regular season.
Now, most of us aren't good enough to play D1 tennis, but many still do enjoy the sport. Connor Gould shows us some of the challenges recreational and club players have on campus.
Hi, I'm Olivia Cassidy. I'm the president of UNC Club Tennis.
Olivia and the rest of the club team are enjoying the resurfaced Cobb tennis courts. Olivia expressed gratitude towards Campus Rec for the resurfacing, as cracks plagued the courts prior to the upgrade. Although the Cobb courts were revived, the Outdoor Education Center, or OEC, is still in bad shape.
Unfortunately, I don't think Campus Rec is taking care of those anymore. It's a really great space, and there are 8 courts.
The OEC, once home to the UNC varsity tennis programs, is now filled with weeds and is almost unplayable.
Even though the OEC is in poor condition, people still come and use the courts.
The OEC is the largest of the 3 on-campus complexes with 8 courts. Cobb has 6, and the South Campus courts lost 1 of its 3 tennis courts to 2 new pickleball courts.
You can kind of pickleball anywhere, and you can't tennis as much.
Olivia expressed disappointment about the growing number of pickleball courts, but was grateful to Campus Rec for the resurfaced courts at Cobb. I'm Connor Gould reporting.
Pickleball and tennis are sure to have a rivalry that will last. Now, UNC cross country traveled to Charlottesville, Virginia to race in the Virginia Invitational. Both teams brought back the gold and posted their second straight sweep. Senior Ethan Strand won the men's race by nearly 10 seconds. Seniors Bryn Brown and Fatima Alanis took first and second in the women's race. The Tar Heels will race on Friday in the Adidas Cross Country Challenge in Cary.
You know what time it is. It's time for our play of the week. Let's hand it off to our football team for the first play. For our first play, we have the first touchdown of the game on Saturday, when Omarion Hampton took the handoff from Jacoby Criswell and followed a solid push from the UNC offensive line for an 11-yard touchdown, bringing the Heels back into the game after a lackluster start. And for our second play, we have Martin Vishian's goal against Duke. Vishian turned his defender at the top of the box and slotted the ball into the back left corner for the stunning game-winning goal. Vote on our Instagram story and tune in on Friday to see what you think is the play of the week.
Now, with a slew of new faces highlighting UNC basketball's roster this year, one particular player stands out after making the leap from JV to varsity. Reporter Nia Satterfield-Brown shares his love for the game and what it means to him to be a Tar Heel.
Russell Hawkins played on North Carolina's JV team last season out of Mallard Creek High School in Charlotte. Now, he's been added to the varsity roster as a sophomore.
Playing on the team with Coach Page and Coach May was just an amazing experience, especially as a regular student at Chapel Hill.
Russell was in Chapel Hill taking classes during the summer when Coach Page asked him to come in and train with the varsity team. He thought it was a one-time opportunity, but it turned out to be something even greater.
They asked me to come next week, so I came next week and kept going like that. Just try to make it to the next week, and then eventually the whole team was here and I was still here. So that's when it kind of came surreal to me, and Coach Davis talked to me and brought me on.
Wearing number 14 this season, Russell is ready for the challenge.
The work is just a lot different. It's more intense. It's more often. It's more consistent. It's every day almost. I'm here every day. It takes up a lot of time, but I'm happy to do it.
Russell admits that he misses being a regular student sometimes because he created a lot of friendships and was able to be more involved in the community. Some of those relationships are the ones he created with his JV teammates, including junior player Jaden Owens.
I think one of the main reasons why he got moved up is because he always wants to win. He's always going to put the team in a position to win, and he's always making a smart play, which is Russ as a person.
The fourth member of his family to attend UNC, Hawkins adds up to an already potent backcourt that features ACC Player of the Year, RJ Davis, and Eli Kudo, who led the team with 150 assists last season. Now he's made the leap, it's time to go see him in action. I'm Nia Satterfield-Brown reporting.
I know you had an intramural soccer game last night. After that win, do you think you have what it takes to make the jump to varsity?
Yeah, Caroline, not sure if I'm at the level of Martin Vichian, but maybe he could give me some pointers.
Well, you'll never make it with that type of attitude.
Yeah, you're right. I just have to follow Ted Lasso's saying and believe. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Friday with a preview of another exciting weekend in Carolina athletics.